Hey guys, it's Zach from OopsDidWeGoTooFar. I guess it's about time for me to do the story of OopsDidWeGoTooFar. I guess I was kind of holding off, waiting for the rest of the group, but see that too? I could have swore that door just opened. I'm telling you, man, my house is haunted. But that's besides the point. What was the point? I already forgot. Oh, yeah, it was the story of Oops If You Go Too Far. Well, if I could only remember the questions. Let me see if I can pull them up on the cellular device right quick. And that's how we say things in Maryland, right quick. Alright. Let's see. So while I'm sitting here going through my phone, we do have a couple of series coming out. We're working on a live-action series that Shawn is writing. We're also working on an anime series that I am writing. We're working on a few shorts. Shawn had just recently released one, The Nerf War, with Josh, Austin, Stone. I think that's all that was in it. Only those three. But it was pretty good. I laughed a lot. So, if you guys haven't seen it, go look it up. Somewhere on our channel. I'll probably put a link in the description. Alright, so I guess we'll start with what my age is. I'm the oldest member of the group. I'm 19. My life in 3 words. I'm stumped. Educated. Wholehearted. And mischievous all at the same time. So that would be my life in 3 words. Most memorable moment in detail. My most memorable moment would probably be the first time I've ever rode a roller coaster. I was so scared when I first rode a roller coaster. Alright, my first roller coaster happened to be in Missouri at a theme park called Worlds of Fun, and it was a wooden roller coaster called the Timberwolf. And after that, I loved roller coasters. Like, I still wouldn't ride the big roller coasters and all that. And my mom finally said, you know what? You need to get on a roller coaster. And she's like, if you don't get on this roller coaster, we're never coming here again. And I was like, no, I like Worlds of Fun. It's Worlds of Fun. You see what I did there? It's funny because it's a pun, Yeah, But first time I ever rode a roller coaster was probably the most thrilling thing in my life. It's up there. I couldn't remember anything else. Maybe the first time I went to prom. Not prom. What do you call those things when you're a freshman and you go to those dances and stuff like that? That's probably be my most memorable moment. A dance. Yeah. Where's thing? Who texted this? Oh, me. Worst thing that's ever happened to you in detail. Okay. So, worst thing that's ever happened to me in detail. Where do I begin? Probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me was when I was 7. I was either 7 or 9, and I was living with my mom, and I had one of those little chairs that you could fold into like a chair, and then it turns into a futon, but it's not a couch. It's like a one-piece thing. Like my little 7-year-old body could pick it up and move it from room to room easily. It's not a futon. So I was laying down on it, and I put it in front of my door, and my mom was mad at me. I got sent to my room, and I was just being rambunctious and throwing temper tantrums and everything. And so I put it up in front of my door. My mom didn't know I was on the other side. And I had a bookshelf behind me. And the corners were very, very sharp. For God knows what reason, was very, very sharp. And so she's already mad at me. So I put this futon in front of my door. In hindsight, I don't know what the hell that was going to do. But apparently I was trying to stop my mom from doing something. And she just rips it out from underneath me because I was sitting on it so she couldn't come in. And she just rips it out from underneath me, and I go flying back and bash my head on the corner. And she just throws the futon on me and says, "Quit messing around, stay in your room." And so I came out not even maybe 30 seconds later. I didn't feel anything. I just came out and I was holding the back of my head, and I said, "Mom, I have a headache." And she turns around and looks at me and says, "Get back to your room." And I was wearing a white t-shirt, kind of like this one. And I turned around, and all I hear my mom go is, "Oh my God, I'm sorry!" And I turn around, and she's sitting there. She runs up to me, and she puts her hands on the back of my head and pulls them off and pulls them in front of me. And there's just blood all over her hands. Like, they were soaked. And so we went to the hospital. She drove me to the ER, and we went to the hospital. I had to get 7 staples in the back of my head. That is pretty fun. Another thing that happened to me, it's the same kind of deal, except it happened, I'm not sure if I still have the scar. Yep, right here. But I was riding a bicycle, and I was riding with my friend, and we were trying to go as fast as we can. A car came from a corner, so I booked it onto a sidewalk. And as soon as I hit the sidewalk, I lost control of my bike. My arms went like down, and my bike kept going. I was going so fast, I had the inertia and just kept going. And I flew off the other end of the curb, and I flew into another curb. My friend said that I literally did a front flip, and I hit the back tire on the apartment. And then I came back, and my head had bashed into my handlebars, and I just had a hole about that big in my head, and there was just blood going right here. And I just sat there laying down, and my friend ran over to my mom. And that was the first time I found out that doctors use glue to like put it in your skin or something. It's some kind of glue, and it heals your skin and stuff like that. Whatever, you know, that stuff that I got some messy hair, and that stuff with the stuff they do glue with, you know, that stuff. So how do I know the other members of the group Oops, did we go too far in detail? Well, we'll start with Shawn. Me and Shawn became friends when he was a freshman and I was a sophomore, when I was a junior. And we had a class together, a Fitness for Life class. And it's after I transferred from California to here in Maryland, and it was kind of like halfway into the year, so me and him became friends. And ever since then, me and him have been like, you know what, we should do something. Like, at first we played guitar, and then we were like, we're really big on gaming, so we got each other's gamer tags on Xbox, and we basically just played with each other, and then eventually came up with this wild idea that we should start a YouTube channel. And that's where we are right now. Stone is actually one of Shawn's best friends. Stone is probably the only member in our group that probably will hardly cuss. If anything is uttered from Stone's mouth, it's probably crap. so, I mean, he's not that kind of person, but you know, it's not the vocabulary the person uses. I mean, yes, that makes you look smarter, but it's the inside. It's the person that makes the person. If that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but I don't care. Oops, did we go too far? So, find flaws in my logic. How dare you? On a separate note, Josh, me and Shawn went to school with him. He's been a close friend of ours for quite some time. I think me and Shawn actually befriended Josh at the same time, if not one after another. Ever since we met Josh, not even a week later, I gave Josh the nickname of Biggie Smalls. And at first he didn't like it, but he grew to, you know, face the fact that that was what we were going to call him for the rest of his days. Austin. Austin is Shawn's cousin. I was kind of forced to meet him, but yeah, so that's that. Riley. I know this is kind of off topic. Riley is one of our closest friends. He's probably the most funniest person I've ever met, an individual. Like, his personality itself will make you laugh. He just, if you're having a bad day, just talk to Riley. I mean, there's times when Riley is a little bit too much. Riley does not have an off button, if you know what I mean. So all the things that you've seen with Riley in it, that's how he is all the time. Like, there's no need to make a story for him. That is his story. But, sadly, we no longer have Riley in the group. Unless, you know, one day he watches one of our videos and it's like, hey, I want to be back in this. And we might look back and be like, hey, we could use Riley. Since I'm making this video, there are a few members that are added to our group, such as Sammy, which is Austin's girlfriend. I don't really know her. I've only talked to her maybe 3-4 times. So that's that. And then we have Beef Coon, who I've never actually met. Like, I've never talked to him. I mean, me and him have messed around with each other, but never actually talked to him. His name's actually Richard. Then we have... Huh. La 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 la. Who am I missing? I said Stone. Scott. Scott is one of our newest members. He kind of replaced Riley in a way, even though he was brought in because of Riley. So, but he's stuck around. So, yeah. And then we have Adam, our computer tech guy. He's been friends with us for the longest. Probably about as long as Jared, which also reminds me that I haven't talked about Jared. Jared, basically me, Shawn, Jared, and Adam and Stone all started this group. And then we added Josh, and then, you know, the rest of the people, the externals. Whatever you want to call them without being a dick. What is my favorite game? I'm a Halo fanboy. I'm sorry to say it. I crush noobs on Halo. That's my game. You can see me play Call of Duty. I'm the worst at both zombies and multiplayer. I mean, I'm okay. It's a first-person shooter, so I know what I'm doing. But when it comes to Halo, you can ask the rest of the group. I will crap on them. Not until recently. I've never been assassinated in a Halo game. And Jared was actually broke that. I mean, I've been beaten down, but I've never actually been one hit assassinated. So, nobody's ever got that medal on me except Jared. So, it was exciting for him nonetheless. I actually think there's an episode up. I think that's our only Halo episode that we have up, is Jared actually breaking that streak and assassinating me. He snuck up on me, okay? I wasn't looking at... I think I was zoomed in, and I wasn't looking... So I didn't have my radar up, and he just came up and went, you know, screw you, and that's that. So... yeah, that's my favorite game, is Halo. Sorry for all those COD players who watch our channel and all that, and they're like, Halo sucks and shit like that. You can't compare the two games, because the other one doesn't take skill, and one takes a lot of skill. And by that I mean COD takes no skill, and Halo takes a lot of skill. So, you want to get on my level, come face me on some Halo, and then tell me that COD's better. Or you're just saying COD's better because you have no skill on Halo. That would make sense. And then you just prove my point that Call of Duty's for noobs. Yes, I just said that. The shortened story of my life. I moved a lot. Met a lot of people. Yeah, that's about it. That's a great story, right? I should tell it at parties. My favorite thing to do while recording. Probably just sitting there screaming out YOLO. I think that's gonna be a thing now. So every time I do something, I'm gonna be like, fucking YOLO! You know, like, I guess I'm kind of stealing Ray's thunder there, but, you know, fucking YOLO! When do you graduate from school? Already did. Huh. Get on my level. Anything else I want to say? No, not really. On top of being a YouTuber, I'm a musician, I'm a programmer, I'm a editor, I'm everything. I'm everything. Just know that I'm everything. Anything that comes from this group, probably because of me. Not because I'm the CEO, basically. I own this bitch, but it's probably because of me, because I either influenced the idea or they came to me, gave me the idea, and I made it better. Not taking all the credit or anything, but you know, that's just how it is. And well, that's my story of Oops Did We Go Too Far. My name is Zach, and don't be a fat cat. That's my catchphrase. Later.